So topic number 2 is the best sports movie. I do got some honorable mentions,
Of course you do.
and 3 out of the 4 honorable mentions are all basketball movies. Don't judge my life. First things first, White Man Can Jump.
I knew that shit was coming up.
hmm Uh, my favorite player, NBA player of all time, Ray Allen. So he got game. Number 2.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Number 3. Number 3 is Love and Basketball. Actually, and then number 4. Number 4 is an odd one. It's not a basketball movie. It's not a typical sports movie, but 1984 Karate Kid. I went with a untraditional sport. All right, it's a sport for your mind. It's to work out your mind. All right, and I pick Rounders. All right. First things first. Shout out to Matt Damon. Shout out to
Matt Damon.
Shout out to Jean Grey.
Famke Jensen.
Yeah, I'll do it. Shout out to Edward Norton.
It's Jean Grey.
Yes, I'm Jean Grey. Shout out to Edward Norton, and shout out to John Malkovich because he was the best. He's the best character in this fucking movie. John Malkovich. If you're a poker player, then you know every single line, almost every single line that John Malkovich says. If you watch Rounders, you know
Guess
it.
I'm not a poker player then.
What? You know the ending?
Yeah.
I know the ending.
He beat me.
He beat it up. Paid to man.
Paid the man his
Paid
money.
his monies. Said it's my bar, and I do whatever the fuck I please.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
For the last time I stick it in you.
Sticky in you.
He got him so quick.
Hey, Mr. Sunday Beach, let's play some cards. So let's if you're a poker player and you love Rounders, listen, you're gonna know all the movie. It's about Matt Damon's character Mike, who got fucked in the ass by basically a bad beat almost in the beginning. Then,
That shit was harsh.
and then
Man, that was harsh.
and then he quit poker until his wormable friend came out and got him back into the game, and then got him in debt. I mean, long story short, it got him in debt $15K, or somebody go whoop his ass. So,
And then got his ass whooped.
and then got whooped by some cops.
Yeah.
So
It's a horrible fucking friend who
Horrible
fuck you.
all right. So, what he had to do was borrow some money from his judge, so his judge friend, then beat John Malkovich twice, beat him twice. Then got enough money to pay off his debt and pay the judge back. This is probably, man, people going to see Molly's Game. I know that, but to me, this is probably the best poker movie of all time. This to me, my favorite sports movie of all time. I love Rounders.
I love me some Rounders, bro. Love me some Rounders. I think it's the best poker movie ever made. I think it's definitely not the best sports movie. Like, it's not even in my top 10 on sports movies. But for what it is, it is a great poker movie though. Anybody who likes poker should watch it. Anybody who's thinking about trying to play poker should watch it. But it's amazing. But yeah, no, it's not. No. It shouldn't. It's not even. It should be in this category. I'm saying.
This was the first time I'd seen Rounders. First things first, DeAndre had said it the best. Shout out to the cast. This is a good cast of characters. Matt Damon, obviously, young Matt Damon. I don't know when in relation this is to Good Will Hunting, but it's like one of the younger versions of Matt Damon I've seen in a movie. Like shout out, yeah, Famke Jensen playing the bar lady / whore, because she was all up on that dick. She was trying.
Listen. I don't believe in whores. She wasn't a whore.
Slut.
She just wanted to fuck him. That's it.
She was on it. Edward Norton, also younger Edward Norton. This is a good cast. A couple things that I noticed on this movie. KGB string bets so fucking much. I would literally turn it on, and the first thing I see KGB do, I'm going to bet. Like, bitch, Like, I know it's your
I
spot.
hate seeing that shit.
I know it's your spot, but seeing a string bet hurts my soul. And then at the end, when he's like, "It is my bar, I do whatever the fuck I want," I was like, okay, that makes sense that he string bets a lot because it's his. Who's gonna tell him no in his spot and end up in the box, right? Worm is a whole piece of shit. A whole piece of shit. Not only does he get him, technically he doesn't get him wrapped up in the $15,000 debt because Matt Damon put his foot in his mouth and was like, "I vouch for him." So that's his fault. But the debt he racked up at the other poker spot where he just kept running the tab up on Matt Damon's dime.
He went up 10K.
10K.
He said, "Here, I'm gonna take the 2K that you borrowed." No,
he said stake it, and then he kept. Oh my god, he is a whole piece of shit. On top of that, Joe, whole piece of shit. This man was at a low point, and you up and left without even saying goodbye. Like, fuck you, bitch.
Well. Hold on.
That's not exactly.
He had many chances. He ended up causing it himself. Yes, but at the same time too, I know that he honestly wanted to try. He kept trying to tell Worm, "Hey, no, I'm not doing it." And it's the same thing as like he got peer pressured. He wanted to support his buddy. He was too loyal to Worm and not loyal enough to Joe. But then at the same time, Joe left him at a time of need. Fuck her.
What? He lost 50 stacks and she stayed, bro. She was supposed to let him do it again?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
He fucked that up.
Like,
he fucked that up himself.
With that being said,
he did fuck that up. He lost 50. Listen, I don't agree with Kim all my best kind of shit, but he lost 50. He has actually lost more than 50 stacks actually. So
she stayed with him through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So with the moment the movie ended, I turned to Alexis, who was with me when we was watching this, and I said, "This was not good." I did not like the movie at all.
Look at CJ's face.
I know, and it's weird to say because I like poker. The one thing that saved this movie for me is, like DeAndre said, John fucking Malkovich. He's
amazing.
A shitty ass accent, but goddamn, I love John Malkovich.
Never saw this movie before. I don't need to see it again. I'll start with that. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. I tend to actually like cheesy movies and movies that people don't like as much. I do kind of like his little inner monologue of his thought process while he's playing type thing. But most of the movie, he's just making stupid decisions unrelated to poker, but he's making it seem like it's related to poker. And then he tries to use poker to fix everything after he used poker to fuck it up. And so it's a very interesting movie. You're completely right. His friend is utter bullshit. And the acting in this is horrible. A lot of people just forget they have accent for a little bit or change it. Like the actors really, I don't know why they told them to do accents because that shit was horrible. It was really fucking bad. But like this movie's kind of aggravating. He starts off by saying, "Hey, I walked in knowing I was gonna win this shit, and then I lost. And here's how I lost some more for a couple more years. And here's how my friend talked me into losing some more. And here's how I got lucky two motherfucking times and was able to recover. However,
got lucky?
I let you talk." He also says right before he walks in, when I see people in my position, I don't even understand it. I don't know why they think this is going to be the thing that turns it around or how they got this far. But he's talking about himself and the position he's in as he walks into the last fucking game. Okay, so I'm just like, bro. Some like it doesn't match. It doesn't, it's like, it's almost like those bad BT movies where it's kind of like, I bet you wonder how I got here type shit. Like it's very fucking stupid. It's very fucking stupid.
All right.
Watching them play poker was fun, but if you take the whole movie, which is an hour and something, the actual poker playing is about 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, because it's actually very quick. And that was actually frustrating for me as someone who was like, oh, maybe I can learn something from this. They breeze through the table parts pretty quick. It's like a minute or two, and then they're on to more drama. And then he's trying to scrape up some whatever, and then he's back at the table. It's a little bit weird interaction. His friend says something stupid. He's trying to cover him up. Boom. And we're off the table. Like, and I really thought this was going to be a movie where they spent way more time at the table than they actually did. And so I was like, I was super disappointed at that as for someone who was like, thinking, okay, this is a lot of, but to be honest, I'm not necessarily taking that because a lot of movies are like that. Nothing is just sitting at the game the whole time, with the exception of like one other thing that we're going to mention. It has a lot of time, which I loved. But yeah, the amount of time actually playing poker wasn't as much as I thought at all. So yeah, that kind of was annoying, but yeah, it's a weird ass movie. It's a weird ass movie.
So I just feel like this movie is doing wrong. I mean, I actually did it so I would watch Rounders. I love Rounders. However, I feel like this movie is for poker. Like I'm saying, you understand poker. You know how to play poker. I feel like this movie is actually for poker players. Like because everybody. So if you actually really play poker, including myself, you hit rock bottom because of poker once or twice.
Yeah,
And
you understand the dips and dives and the thought process and all that stuff.
So,
which is what I'm saying. I love the like thought narrative through all of it because it kind of walks you through the mind of a poker player.
However, I highly disagree that you said this is not good acting. I highly disagree.
The accents fucked it up for me. I'm sorry. If you can't hold the
only
accent,
one person had accent.
Nah, B.
Who else had accent?
They had, okay, we're not gonna do this right now. They had accents.
Okay.
This is the time to do it. What are you talking about? This is the job. You gotta argue. You got something to say, say it. This is the time.
Because I'm like, I've seen the movie one time, but that's one thing for me. I know this very quickly. If you're not consistent when you're if you're using an accent, I'm gonna catch that shit immediately. Like, because I'm just like, why are you talking different? Because I have questions. I'm just like, wait, did something happen that I missed that made you talk like that? Like, my brain starts like, whoa, what was that? What was that? Is that a clue? Like, I'm trying to figure out why. And then when I realize there's no reason, then I'm just like,
oh, so there's one again there?
I don't know. I just feel like like me personally, we give it a, but I feel like there's only one person that had an accent, and John Malkovich did that.
Borat had an accent.
Who? Who?
Borat.
Really?
you know that isn't Sacha Baron Cohen, right?
That's not Borat. You know that, right?
It looks like him.
It's not Borat.
Okay,
that's the dude from the first from all the Transformers movies.
He's a Borat for me. Like, you know how this. Listen, we're not gonna get into the.
He's from Mr. Deeds.
Him and Borat are like brothers.
Mr. Deeds.
So fucked up.
Listen, in my life, in my opinions, okay? So I have honorable mentions. The Longest Yard. Like Mike. I don't care what you say. I love Like Mike. Okay? You can't tell me shit. And on top of it, the fact that they got so many fucking basketball players to be in this movie. Like, I love Like Mike. And my actual choice is Space Jam. I think everyone has seen Space Jam. So if you haven't seen Space Jam, quick synopsis. Aliens from another planet are trying to spice up their amusement park. And what they decide to do is steal Looney Tune characters from Earth. Looney Tune characters are like, nah, you got to make it a fair chance. Play us for it. Which sounds real loving basketball-y now that I say that out loud. Little do they know these little peewee aliens have powers, that magical powers, and they steal talent from the NBA to try to win. With that being said, Looney Tunes get Michael Jordan on their side. And of course, in the end, it's a happy ending. They win. But it's just dope as fuck. Like, that spaceship is amazing. And it's funny the whole way through.
I actually like Space Jam. There's movies that should not get sequels. This is one of them.
You hate sequels. You hate sequels to movies you love.
That's not true. He
That's
thinks
not
Grease
true.
2 is better than
Thank
Grease
you.
1.
And
No,
Clerks
but
too.
they both
Clerks
came
too.
out
I'll never
like,
understand that.
when he was young, and he like. But once Dre loves a movie and he puts it in a category, don't touch it. If you touch it, he's not gonna be happy.
If you watch, so, and I'm saying, Come to America and Space Jams. Before, just take Come to America 2 out of it. If you watch Come to America 2, Come to America and Space Jam, what's the reason for a sequel?
Continue the story.
Story's done. Nah, for Come to America and the long ass fake ass stretch arm for Space Jam. That's it. That's all you need. That's game over.
You know what? I feel like Dre, you're a real we got like food at home type of dad, and I don't like it. Like, if we want to go discover what happens next at McDonald's, let us go. Just, like, stop asking us if we got McDonald's money. Like, let us just find out. Okay, let's go.
We got some McDonald's. We got McDonald's at home.
So listen, I love Space Jam. It's really probably one of my top 10 favorite cartoon. I'm gonna live it as a cartoon movie as well. But with movies that either as a cartoon or have cartoon in them, I'm always gonna think Who Framed Roger Rabbit is better, hands down.
Real.
That's not a sports
Only because Jessica Rabbit was a bad bitch. Oh my god.
This is a kid movie. Yes, it is. We're talking about bad acting.
Ooh, yeah.
we talk about bad acting. all right.
In addition to being trash at basketball, Michael Jordan also can't motherfucking act.
All right. And
not talking about Beyonce. He is horrible.
He's horrible. He's
Like,
however, though, how you gonna have a movie? How you gonna have a movie about you like Mike, and you're not even in the fucking movie?
Facts.
It's
Oh my
like-
god.
it's called Like Mike,
He
and not
took
with
his,
Mike.
he had just Jordans, and he had Mike's talent.
I would have
It's
loved to
called
see it in that
Like
movie
Mike,
where Michael
and
Jordan's
not
playing
with-
basketball and then all of a sudden he couldn't make a shot because Calvin took his talent.
Yo!
Hell yeah!
All in all, it's not a bad movie for what it was. It's supposed to be a kid movie. It's supposed to be for millennial kids. It was for that. It was enjoyable. I actually picked Secret Stuff as the best Secret Enhancement ones. So,
Yeah.
so obviously it has something on my life. However, to call it the best sports movie, only because it's not realistic. I mean, obviously it's cartoon, all that kind of good shit. But for sports movies, I want something that's gonna be real. That's why I think that fucking Winter Soldier is better. It's gonna be better than fucking WandaVision because I could see myself. In,
You don't like magic?
I'm not saying I
Do
like
you
magic.
believe in magic?
Ooh.
Dre goes, ooh.
This is a classic. I was a kid who grew up when Space Jam was still like a new movie, so I watched it when I was young. My for those who don't know, my dad who passed away, Brian, he is a huge Michael Jordan fan. He has a sealed copy of Space Jam with the Michael Jordan gold, like fake gold card in it. Still sitting in his collectibles somewhere. So I have no problem with the movie Space Jam. I did have a point on here to talk about how this spawned DeAndre picking Michael Jordan's Secret Stuff, which was just water and hopes and dreams, as his favorite enhancement.
It was
It's
placebo.
called exactly.
It's a placebo,
called a
exactly.
Placebo.
AKA gotcha, bitch.
I said this movie had a great cast. Why? Because majority of them were Looney Tunes, and I loved cartoons. I got to give a special shout out real quick to like my first crush, Miss Lola Bunny.
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
Sorry, I couldn't say it at the time. Lola was bad. Bad guy in this was Danny DeVito, correct? I love Danny DeVito. I think he fit perfectly as that greasy slime ball boss. And it's just the animation on this was on point because of the fact that any of the scenes where they were talking about what's going to happen on Moron Mountain was so well done because it was by the people who did Looney Tunes. So it's one of my favorite sports movies. However, my movie that I pick and someone else's movie that have been picked are leagues ahead of it. I just think this was ahead of its time in terms of besides Who Framed Roger Rabbit, combining the live action with the animation. So it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. And Space Jam 2 is going to fucking suck, I think, personally.
Bring your got so damn negative about the sequel?
Because it didn't need to be
It
made.
looks stupid.
Like,
It didn't need to be made.
No, just positive thoughts, like hope.
It
for
didn't
the
need to
best,
be
like,
made.
None of that. Like, damn.
I'm too much of a rollers. I love LeBron, but man, have you seen LeBron act? He probably act worse than fucking
Do
Jordan.
you guys know that you are all sequels? What if your parents were like, "Nah, we don't need to continue this story. Let's just go
Cool.
ahead and
I
end
wouldn't
it
be
here."
miserable.
Like-
But the thing about that is you wouldn't know that I'm here.
Wow.
You wouldn't know you wouldn't know when I'm here. Like so it wouldn't matter if my mom popped in didn't have me. You wouldn't know I'm here. So
You wouldn't know. We wouldn't know who DeAndre Robinson is.
because it wouldn't be there.
All right, man. Okay, yeah. Space Jam. Ugh, we're two of my fucking idols, Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan, but sold out to make a movie.
I'm sure you were extra in this movie, CJ.
Dude, I'm sorry, but yeah, this is not a good week for me. I didn't like this one either. I'm not a Space Jam fan. I thought it was, dude, even as a kid watching, I thought it was fucking stupid.
Stupid.
Especially the end when he reaches arm out for that weak ass fucking duck. Man, dude, luckily that was the end of the movie, because if that happened at any other time in the movie, I would just shut the motherfucker off.
He starts off with a long ass duck. Now I'm done. I'm done fucking.
Yeah, that shit was so fucking dumb. I never really like, dude, there's some funny parts in it, but of course it's Looney Tunes. You know, and I love me some Looney Tunes. To this day, I still love Looney Tunes. I will watch that shit all day. Fuck yeah. But no, this movie I thought this movie was garbage. I didn't like it. Didn't like it. Thought it was stupid. So yeah, I'm surprised it was even made it to this list.
I do have a couple honorable mentions. I'm really surprised this basketball movie didn't get taken. Coach Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Creed was going to be my choice before I chose my pick.
So Creed better than Rocky one?
Yes, in my opinion. Fuck yeah. I'm not a big Sylvester Stallone fan. Hey, you Adrian.
Yeah. Actually, Creed was gonna be my pick too. That changed it like right before.
One of my other picks was, I don't know if any of you guys have seen this. It's a movie called Warrior. It's got Tom Hardy in it, who plays Bane. It's got Joel. I forgot his name. His name's Joel. It's about they're MMA brothers, and like one's like all like soldier and shit, and he just like PTSD and stuff, and the other one's like a trained fighter, and that's good. The movie I chose is 42, and if you've ever watched this show, you know how much I have a love of Chadwick Boseman as an actor. In this movie, Chadwick Boseman it's a biopic of him being Jackie Robinson. This has a stellar cast, in my opinion. Not only do you have Chadwick Boseman, you got Lucas Black, which for those who don't know who Lucas Black is, it's the white boy from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. It's got Harrison Ford. Now, I will go on record as saying this is one of my favorite Harrison Ford portrayals ever. His portrayal of Branch Rickey is fantastic. Alan Tudyk, who plays the super racist opposing manager of the Phillies, he knows how to get under your skin, and he is a great actor. It's obviously it's a role where there's a lot of racial tension, there's a lot of racism, bigotry, because it's set back in the pre-segregation, pre-unsegregated days.
Jim Crow era is what it's called.
There you go. That where Jim Crow is still everything, and it's about obviously Jackie Robinson being the first player of color to be in the major leagues. For those who don't know, for those who've been living under a rock, black players back in the day used to have to play in the Negro leagues. So it's the story of arguably one of the more iconic stories in all of sports. There is a reason 42 is retired in all of baseball. And that's because Jackie Robinson changed the game of baseball forever. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is my second favorite Chadwick Boseman role ever, but that's just because I'm a nerd and Black Panther is great. But my pick is 42. It's a fucking good movie. If you haven't watched it, please stop living under a rock and go watch this movie.
I had not seen this movie. I feel like I didn't need to. Saw the clips, all the reviews. I already knew Chadwick was amazing in it. Already knew the Jackie Robinson story very, very well, especially because back in the day you had about 5 people to pick from for your book report during February. And so about once a year I heard about this life. It's an amazing movie. It is a very amazing movie. And now that we've lost Chadwick Boseman, it was not lost upon me that it was an amazing man portraying the life of an amazing man, both of which are now gone. And like it's crazy because it's like this weird little nugget that is like almost like hard to replicate of how like iconic that was really. But like you said, this is a movie back in the Jim Crow era, and that shit pissed me the fuck off. One, just the generic racism still pisses me off, period. It just does. And then they kind of romanticized it and made it seem like within one season he changed the world, and then every his team was on his side and life was great. And because it's a movie, you can't, you gotta kind of. But my issue is that with stuff like that is when you're doing a biopic and you're telling a story, now you're telling the wrong story. Like in people's eyes, when they watch it, oh, okay, it was rough for a couple of years and then everything was great. And that's not how it happened for real. And so I don't like when movies do that because I feel like it paints a wrong picture where now people think racism don't exist because of endings like that. I don't like that shit. I feel like if you're going to tell the story, keep it real, don't put no sugar on it. It don't need to be sugar coated. But it was definitely a powerful movie. I legit at one point almost like wanted to cry. I just want people to be very, very aware. This is 2 generations ago. Your grandparents.
It was so recent
in this
in all
fucking
reality.
generation. So there's a very good chance if you have a grandfather who played in the major leagues or the minor leagues, it's an 80% chance they won shit. Just to let you know.
The talent level back then.
Okay, because
wow.
I was watching this movie and I was watching these racist ass white people yell at him and teach their little son to yell at them. That people they always want to, oh yeah, my great grandfather used to be, mentioned that he was a fucking racist too. Mentioned that like, yeah, he was the coach of the fucking Phillies, but he got kicked the fuck out and he had to become an insurance agent because he was a racist piece of shit. He got
fired because of how racist he was.
Exactly. People like to romanticize their ancestors. Keep it a buck. If you got an ancestor or a neighbor who, oh yeah, it was upon a time they used to play in the pros. Oh really? Tell me more. AKA tell me all of it. All right. Mm-hmm. So because I literally was like, okay, so some of these people could still be alive. I was looking at this shit like
a lot of them are still alive.
Yeah, or like recently died. And I was just like, yeah, I know there are kids that they had in those stands that was teaching them to yell those slurs right along. Those are those 60-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old racist assholes that we got to deal with today. We see you. Okay. All right. So just come on out. Stop storming the castle, aka the White House or the Capitol, and just come on and talk about it.
Let's do the good things. Chadwick Boseman is one of probably the king of biopics. He's probably the king of it. All right. From 2008 to 2020, he's killing biopics for the culture. All right. Express, Marshall 42, Black Bottom, and Get On Up. And and Black Panther's not a biopic, but it was for the culture, so I'm gonna put Black Panther in there.
Marshall is really good.
All right. Kim was right about everything she said. She was right. This movie is fantastic. This movie is fucking amazing. I'm not trying to give it away, however. She went on to tell the real truth. And this is the real truth. People glorious put Jackie Robinson on his high pedestal, and he should. Don't get me wrong. However, for what he's famous for, he technically should not be famous for it because he was not the first black player to play in professional baseball. Nobody talk about Moses. I learned about Moses when I was a kid, actually. Like some old head told me, it was like some old head that's on talking to him like I was like maybe 9 before I got in foster care. He told him like, yo, I said, yeah, because Kim was right. I did because Jackie Robinson had my last name. I used to lie. Yeah, that's my grandpa. So for so every February I used to do my shit on Jackie Robinson. I know all about Jackie Robinson. Or either the cook cutter shit they was talking about Jackie Robinson anyway. However, when I told my labor this, say, yo, Jackie wasn't the first person to do it. Moses feet where Walker is. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't give Jackie his props because Jackie went through some shit.
I've never seen this movie before for all the same reasons that Cam hadn't seen it. But, I didn't see the point in it. But like Aaron, thank you for picking this because I'm glad I watched it. Phenomenal movie, and like I agree with both of you on every point. But just for the purposes of this show and what we're trying to do, this is all right. We're picking like the best fucking sports movie, and for what it is, I say I can't fuck with it. I think this is the best sports movie out of what we picked, and like I actually now this is like one of my favorites. That's fucking amazing. I got some honorable mentions. All right, one honorable mention, Above the Rim. Fuck, that is a fucking amazing movie. I can watch it over and over again. Okay. And of course, we got Goon. But I know that's what.
With Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott.
Movie?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I'll hear about that. I love that movie. And hey, there was some good ass fucking fights in that movie. Fucking hockey be letting you fight, and that shit's fucking badass. Okay. My third honorable mention is The Cutting Edge. It's actually a ice skating movie. Well, actually, it's about it's actually about he was a hockey player. The hockey player took a fucked up shot to the face and got and lost his peripheral vision. But then he got hired on to be a partner in a figure skating team. It's actually a pretty good movie. I think everybody should at least check it out. My last one is Waterboy. The movie I picked was Remember the Titans. This is one of my favorite all-time favorite sports movies. But the deal, like my dude, and I think he played this role pretty good. This is based on a true story about a high school team, coming together through racial adversity. Fucking in a fucking fucked up ass segregated town. They gotta fucking deal with not only the prejudice from the town, but like the prejudice from each other. And that being on the team with somebody who is racist is not easy at all. You gotta try to put your shit aside to work with this motherfucker. I don't know. It's not something you can really describe. Something you had to actually get through and feel. Know how fucked up it is. Especially you go no matter how good you try or fucking how hard you try, this motherfucker gonna try to sabotage you. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think this is a great movie. Now, if you haven't seen Remember the Titans, you should definitely watch it.
So, CJ, I can't fuck with it. Sorry, I can't. This is my favorite movie of all time, sports related. Listen, the cast in this movie, to me, is great. The two main guys, I'm spacing their names right now. You got a young Donald Faison. You have a young Ryan Reynolds. Sorry, Ryan Gosling, not Ryan Reynolds.
I was like, what? Yeah.
My bad. They're two totally different people. Denzel, fucking fantastic. you got the dude from My Name Is Earl, fantastic weight loss. He's jacked now, and he's
Ethan Suplee.
small. So
Ethan Suplee.
there you go, Ethan Suplee. This movie just has so many. Like, I feel this movie so much because I was a football player. DeAndre was a football player. I was a theater kid. CJ was a football player. We all play football, exactly. So I was also a theater kid, and I went to, I think, regionals. And my monologue that I chose for regionals was the Denzel Gettysburg Address. I didn't place at regionals because they don't have any fucking eye for talent, but no, so it's great. There's a couple scenes in here that hit really hard. After the dude gets hurt and put in the hospital, and then he comes to visit him, and the lady's like, "Hey, no visitors," and he said, "Hey, can't you see that's my kin? That's my brother." It's like, "Can't you see the resemblance?" I was like, "Damn." The locker room singing scene when they're singing "Ain't No Mountain High," that was such a good feel-good moment for me. But above and beyond, my favorite scene in the whole movie is got to be when they're on the field and they're singing "We Are the Titans." Everywhere we go. Ooh. Oh my God. That scene is exactly. That's like one of the most recognizable scenes, along with the whole left side, strong side chanting at each other when they're screaming. It's just a great movie for me. So yeah, CJ, I can't fuck with it. I really can't.
It's a very good sports movie. We all seen it. We all love it. Can't give it. I can't fuck with it because you know why. We talked about this movie once before. Okay. And that raggedy ass bitch is the reason that she got hurt. Okay. And so I could never, ever think about or see this movie and not just be waiting for her selfish ass to just, I didn't want at the end be like, I can try. Bitch, it's too late. Like, it's a great sports movie. It's a great sports movie. It just irks my soul at the end. Also similar to 42, where they kind of romanticize, oh, we're all not racist now. Yay. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. But like Evan said, it is based on a real team and a real town. And so it's a good movie. I hate the way and I'm like, it's part of making movies. Kind of have to wrap at the end up with a nice little bow on it, send everybody out of the theater feeling good. I know what comes with this, so I understand that, but that part actually always is the part I don't like. I love Denzel. Okay. He got on a roll very early on in his career, and this is definitely one of those roles that kind of sets the tone for almost the rest of his career on how he's going to be. He has this easily authoritative way of, I don't know how he does it. For real, like, if I knew, I would be rich.
He's got commanding presence.
I would be, damn, it would be a big deal.
You motherfuckers.
Right, but I'm just like, Denzel has this really good way of stepping to people and like seeming really hard but not like overly, like it's like just the right amount of like confidence and cockiness. Like before it's like too fucking much, like where you're just like, are you taking it too far? But you know he's not, because it's like right fucking there. It's like 99.9%. Like he knows exactly how to hold it right fucking there. And so you're able to get like this tension from him that obviously everybody loves out of his acting. Yeah, all up aside the bitch that ruins the movie, this is a fantastic fucking movie. I think we all know that. This is another thing that if you play sports, cheered, this chant was in most sports for a very long time. He was singing it on the bus, all of that. Like it just became part of like sports culture. And so, yeah, I definitely love this movie.
So Kim said it right. We actually talk about this, and I love this movie. I do. I love the story. No, fuck, I don't like the story, but I love this movie. Couple things though. This is one of the reasons why I hate Disney. This movie is one of the reasons why I hate Disney. Fuck this PG shit. Like, fuck this PG shit. Listen. I said it before, and I'll say it again. This would have been a better movie if it was at least PG-13 or rated R. A whole better movie. Kim is right. They romanticize the whole town came together. If you watch, I know something about the movie, but if you even look up the town, they still hate them motherfuckers after they won that championship. They hated the shit out of them. All that shit, they like not let them in, like as soon as they hit, and then as soon as they forgot about they hated that they hated motherfuckers. I know that Evan talked about Ryan Gosling, but Ryan Gosling can't cover, so fuck him. Everyone loved Ryan Gosling.
He was garbage.
Listen, everyone loved Ryan Gosling, but forgot that he was a liability in that corner position.
At least he admitted it. He's like, I can't cover him, coach.
His dad couldn't, racist bastard.
That's horrible. That's because his back pedal was trash. Did you watch that, John?
Yeah.
Oh, he couldn't back up shit.
Your back pedal is horrible.
He couldn't pivot either.
Yeah. So
I'm a good corner, bro. I'm gonna be on your ass.
So the stretch was cool. The song for the stretch was cool. The left side, strong side. I mean, it's still a staple to this day. Literally, I was watching the EPTs, which is the European Poker Tournament, and fucking getting the ground in the final table was screaming that out because he's on the left side. Left side, strong side. Left side. Like motherfucker, this is poker. So big up to the movie, but again, this movie, my biggest gripe is this movie should have been PG-13.
DeAndre thinks every.
That's what your biggest gripe about every movie, though.
Yeah.
Give me a rated R Lion King. I want to see Mufasa getting. I want to see Mufasa getting trampled and his eye pop out his socket or some shit.
You see a lot of live action? That's basically what happened. Like you saw
it's
blood
scary in
come
the
out.
live action.
You saw blood come out of Mufasa. They A-Town stomped the shit out of Mufasa.
Everything would be better with a little bit of violence and a little bit of cussing.
I
agree.
No.
Yeah.
I
cursing motherfucker, can you do it?
Harry Potter rated R. Wingardium fucking Leviosa.
Tell me you won't watch Harry Potter rated R though.
Oh, I'd watch it. I'd watch the fuck out of it.
I would own it.
Who's on a fucking Kadabra?
I mean, like they did technically curse in the end. Not my daughter, you bitch.
The one thing I dislike about it's not really Murtay's fault, but fucking Opie. Every time I watch Women Titans, I just think of Opie dying and fucking Sons of Anarchy.
That was not a good day.
He got his ass whooped.
I go to Remember the Titans #1, 42 #2, Rounders #3, and Space Jam 4.
42 is going to be #1. Remember the Titans is going to be #2. Space Jam is #3. I never want to see Rounders again.
I'm gonna go Remember the Titans #1 because it is I can't fuck with it. And it's my favorite sports movie of all time. 42 is gonna be #2. Then I'm gonna go Space Jam because it's Space Jam and then Rounders.
I'll put 42 #1, even though it glorifies, like Kim said. I'm gonna put 42 #1, even though I hate Disney. I'm actually gonna put Rounders. I'm just gonna put Remember the Titans #2. I'm gonna put Rounders #3 because it's a poker movie. And again, if you're not a big poker player, then you won't get the rest of all of it. However, don't get me wrong, Space Jam is not a bad movie for kids. However, Space Jam #4.